Locked in, y'all. Check me out. Friday, June the 6th, 2025. Beautiful day in New York. I'm here. We locked in. Share this video. Follow me on Instagram. The podcast was sold. Follow me on Instagram. Podcast was sold. Follow me on Spotify. Podcast was sold. I want to welcome all my new followers. I want to welcome all my new who first. Raydon Fernando, John King, Kev, what up? I was best. God with John, what up? Super TV. Stacey Owens, what up? All right, so look. Shout out. Listen, you gotta get a video, you gotta give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can give it a thumbs down. Whatever, however you feel, that's what you do. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for coming. Shout out to all the ladies that have been coming over. Thank y'all for coming. Welcome everybody. Friday, Jane Doe is on the stand. This is a government witness, a prosecution witness. Hold up, let me get my paperwork right. All right, so Jane Doe is being direct examined by Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey. Shout out to everybody. Check me out. Jane Doe is from California. She did a half a semester at junior college. She met Puffy in 2021, and they dated from 2021 to 2024 up until the time that Puffy got arrested in Manhattan. Right here. Jane Doe and Puffy had nicknames for each other. Puffy's nickname was Ernie. Her nickname was Bert, from Ernie and Bert on Sesame Street. They met in Miami in 2020. At the time they met, how Jane Doe met Puff was romantically involved in dating Jane Doe's girlfriend. Puffy was dating Jay. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? All right. Puffy was dating Jane Doe's girlfriend. Puffy invited them down to Miami. They went out to eat for dinner. Then Puffy took all of the girls, might have been about 5 or 6 girls, took them out on his yacht after the dinner. Or the dinner might have been on the yacht. While they was on the yacht, Jane Doe went to the bathroom, and when she went to the bathroom, Puff was over there. Puff stepped to her, or they exchanged whatever, and she gave Puff her number, and Puff gave her his number. But Puff is still dealing with her girlfriend. So Jane Doe gives her number to the dude that her girlfriend dealing with that brought her to the function. After they went out on the yacht, they went to the studio in Puffy's house, and this man came in and gave Puffy some pink powder, and Puffy took the pink powder and gave some of the pink powder to her girlfriend who Puffy was involved with. This is her testimony. What the prosecution is doing in this direct examination is establishing the drug use, drug transportation, sex trafficking, and all of that. That was day one. The next night, Puffy invited all of the girls back to his crib in Miami. They had a movie night at Puffy's crib in Miami. Puffy, I was going to say Muffy. Puffy got a big movie theater in his crib. So he invited all the girls back so they could have a movie night in his crib. After the movie night, she went home. She went home. What's up? You understand? Then she went home. Then on November the 30th, what you want, man? I'm trying to do something here, man. What? Go ahead, man. I left my water in the joint. November the 30th, 2020, Puffy text Jane Doe, call me. But Puff still dealing with her friend. I want to thank everybody for the Cash Apps, the PayPals, and the Super Chats. Thank y'all. Jane Doe testified that Puffy pursued me and invited me to Miami. By this time, my girlfriend got engaged to another dude and moved overseas. And when my girlfriend got engaged to this dude, that she was seeing, her girlfriend was seeing Puff and seeing this other dude. Flip to Freedom, thank you for the super chat. Jane Doe's girlfriend was seeing Puff and she was seeing this other dude. Then she got engaged to the other dude, and then the girlfriend dipped with the other dude overseas. So when her girlfriend dipped with the other dude, Jane Doe felt like, bet, now I could get with Puff. January 2021, Jane Doe came to Miami. Puffy got her a hotel room. And she said when she first met Puff, these are her words, they had dinner on the balcony at the hotel. He got her the hotel room. He was charming. And they had a nice time. Now, right off the rip, Jane Doe stepped to Puffy and said, yo, my child's father don't like you. And she told Puff, I dated someone close to you around 2015. Jane Doe let that be known right off the bat, straight up. Say, yo, my child's father don't like you, and I dated somebody close to you around 2015. What's up, man? Then she said on the stand that they made love all night and they walked on the beach. After they made love all night, they got dressed and went out on a date night. Jane Doe then said after the trip to Miami, after I left, I was head over heels already for Puff. I was head over heels in love with Puff after I left. Head over heels. February 2021, Puffy in his private jet took Jane Doe to Turks and Caicos for 9 days. He rented a villa, and then after they chilled in Turks and Caicos for 9 days, they went to the Bahamas for 6 days, and he rented another villa, all on his private jet. On the private jet was KK, his chef, the butler, a photographer, and a barber. All of them is on the jet. Everybody on the jet, on Puff jet. The assistant U.S. attorney Comey asked her, what were you doing for money around this time? She says, I'm a single mother and I'm a content creator and influencer. After Puffy took her to Turks and Caicos for 9 days, then chilled with her in the Bahamas for 6 days, he stepped to her like, yo, I know you've been with me for 15 days. I know you ain't been able to create no content. I kind of took you off your schedule of making money. I'm gonna send you some money. And Puffy sent her 10,000. Puffy sent her 10,000 by wire transfer. The prosecution asked her, do you take drugs? She said, yes, ecstasy. And that Puffy suggested that she take ecstasy, what's up, Jay? 10 times. And she had only taken ecstasy 2 times before that trip, in 2014 and 2015. What's up, y'all? Y'all want to say what's up to the people? I'm live on YouTube.
Sure.
You got social media?
Yeah.
Tell them your social media. Come on, move over this way. There you go. Tell them.
You got social at Alex Mad Money.
What's up?
Oh shit, you got a lot of
Come
people
here. What's your social media?
I don't have one anywhere. Like it's like private though. Like I don't post videos on it.
Oh, all right. You post videos on yours? All right. Let me finish.
You got a lot of people.
I got a lot of people on there. My man. Where y'all from?
Here, New York.
From New York?
Yeah.
Y'all live in Manhattan?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You too?
No, I'm from Jersey.
Oh, that's nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.
When they was on the trip in Turks and Caicos, Jane Doe said that she took ecstasy in the pool and that the pill was too big and she fell in the sand and she was throwing the sand and she started convulsing. But that she continued to take ecstasy on this trip, but in smaller doses. On the stand, under direct examination by Miss Maureen Comey, Assistant U.S. Attorney, Southern District of New York, Jane Doe testified that after that trip to Turks and Caicos for 9 days, in the Bahamas for 6 days, I was even deeper in love. I was even deeper in love. She said I was even deeper in love after the trip. After the trip. She was deeper in love after the trip. After the trip to Miami, after I left, I was head over heels already. Then, when they go to Turks and Caicos and then to the Bahamas, I was even deeper in love. She testified to that on the stand, under oath. Under oath. Not under oath with a T, under oath with an F, under oath. OAF, oath. After that trip, Puff done spent all his money, plane, gas for the plane, the filler, meals, all that. He sent her another $10,000. He sent her another $10,000. Puffy, she said Puffy could sense that she was falling in love with him. Who is that right there? Tom Robb. Tom Robb, thank you for that super chat. Shout out to Tom Robb. How you doing, baby? Say what's up to my baby. Say what's up. Say what's up.
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Have a
Huh?
blessed day. Have a blessed day.
Have a nice day. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
All right,
as well.
all right, peace. After the trip, Puffy, he was liking her too, and he probably could sense that she was really liking him, falling in love. And Puffy told her, "I really like you, but I'm seeing multiple women." Right up front, right off the rip. Puffy told her, she testified to this on the stand. Puffy told her to her grill, to her face, "I really like you, but I'm seeing multiple women. It ain't just you. I'm seeing her over there. I got her over there. I'm dating the honey over there. I got the honey over. I'm dating a bunch of y'all." Puffy told her to her face, to her grill, "I'm dating a bunch of y'all. I'm dating a bunch of y'all." Jane Doe testified, "I only wanted to date Puffy. But I was cool with that. The fact that he was dating a bunch of women, I'm cool with that." She said that. "I was okay with that. I still wanted to see him. I still wanted to chill with him. She dated Puffy all the way up until Puffy was arrested in September 2024. It was a private relationship. Then she moved. She was living somewhere on the East Coast, and then she moved to Los Angeles, and Puffy paid for the moving truck. Gave her $6,000 for the moving truck. Jane Doe testified that Puffy would hit her off with money just because. Take that right there. Put that in your pocket right there. Put that in your pocket right there. Put some gas in your car, get you something to eat. The drugs that her and Puffy took, as she testified, was ecstasy, Molly, cocaine, and ketamine. The Molly used to enhance and make her sexually horny. The cocaine made her alert. But the ketamine, she ain't like the ketamine because it was like a hallucinogenic. She ain't like that. February to May of 2021, Puffy, like when they had sex, who's that right there? Naturalistic TV. Everybody go follow Naturalistic TV. Yo, get this video a thumbs up. How many I got? 295? I need 500 thumbs up, man. Double tap that screen. Double tap the screen. Puffy liked her to dress in provocative lingerie, and they both would watch porn while they were having sex for 12 to 24 hours with baby oil. He would put baby oil all over her body, and she would put baby oil all over Puffy's body. And they would change the light bulbs in the room from white to red. They would change the light bulb. They needed the red light bulb. Jane Doe testified, I loved the sexual experiences with Puff. They felt intense, and I loved Puffy very much. I love Puffy very much. I love him very much. May 2021, Jane Doe, we would be watching pornography and we would have these fantasy conversations. And Puffy suggested or asked me if I wanted to role play with other men. Puffy said, do you want that? Can you imagine that? And her and Puffy had been awake for 24 hours. And then Puffy told her, I can make this happen if you want it. Puffy said, I can make that happen tonight. She said, tonight? Then Jane Doe said, I bet. Make it happen tonight. Let's do it. Jane Doe agreed. She is of age, of sound body, mind, and spirit. She's a consenting adult. She said, all right, bet. Then they went to a hotel room in Miami, and two of Puffy's assistants set up the room. Then Puffy told her, there's a guy coming for sexual things. Puffy walked out and was talking to a man. She could hear him. And then a dude walked in named Don. He was a male escort from the company called Cowboys and Angels. I need 500 thumbs up, man. 425. I need 75 more. Double tap that screen. Get a video a thumbs up. I stood up. Don came in. The male escort came in. I stood up, took off my robe, and I started dancing with my lingerie. Don began touching me, and I began touching Don. And Puffy is standing right there, butt naked, watching, masturbate. Me and Don are doing foreplay. I performed oral sex on Don for a long time. While I'm performing oral sex on Don, Puffy is talking and being real positive. Then I, Jane Doe, moved me and Don to the bedroom. Then I asked Puffy for a condom. Puffy said, these guys are safe, some of the cleanest people. But then Puff gave Don a condom, and her and Don had sex for a while, and Puff is watching. Puff is watching. Don left. After Don left, her and Puffy made love, and Jane Doe said, we were happy. We were happy. Don left. Don left. Her and Puffy had sex, and she said we were happy. Then she said, I left. How many? There I go, 512. Share this video with your girlfriend. Share this video with your main man. Share it with your cousin, with your uncle. Share it with somebody close in your life. Jane Doe left, and Jane Doe testified on the stand, under oath, under direct examination by the Assistant U.S. Attorney from the Southern District of New York, Miss Maureen Comey. When I got home, I felt exhilarated. It was fun. It was taboo. It was sexy. It was crazy. That night opened up a Pandora's box. A door was open that I couldn't shut. After that night, 90% of the time, I slept with other men. I didn't want to. I only wanted to sleep with Puff. We didn't do it the next time, and I was agreeable. Puff always suggested it, and it kept happening. I told Puff in writing and verbally that I didn't want to have sex with other men. So Jane Doe testifies on the stand that now she's really only wanting to have sex with Puff, but he keep suggesting they do this escort thing, and she ain't with it no more. She really love him, but she only doing it because she want to please him. She want to make him happy. Same thing Cassie said when Cassie was up on the stand. So she went to Puff, and she was like, yo, Puff, check this out. I don't want to do this no more, man. You understand? I don't want to do this no more. You know, I don't want to, I don't want to do this no more. But she said she felt obligated to keep doing it. She kept doing it because she felt obligated to do it because Puffy was paying her rent. Because Puffy was paying her rent. But then she said also that Puffy told her, cool, if you don't want to be with me no more, because she was saying like, I can't do this no more, I don't want to be with you no more, you know what I'm saying? Puffy said, cool, I'ma pay your rent for 3 more months, and then that's it. You go your separate way. You go your separate way starting today. We ain't gotta be together. I'ma pay your rent for another 3 months, and then we done. We through. Because I'm not gonna pay the rent for somebody that I'm not with. I'm not gonna be paying your rent and me and you ain't together. That's what Puff told her. Who that right there with that super chat? Glenn Burton, thank you for that super chat. Shout out to Glenn. I ain't gonna keep paying your rent and we ain't together. So cool, let's not be together. You go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna pay your rent for the next 3 months when we ain't together. But then on the 4th month, you on your own. When they said that, Puffy's lawyer jumped up and said, sidebar, sidebar. 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 Puffy lawyer jumped up and said that. I gotta watch my back down here because a lot of the other reporters and YouTubers, they don't like me down here. So I gotta watch my back. I might have to get into it with somebody down here. I don't want to, but I will though. So they come back from the sidebar. So Puffy is paying Jane Doe's rent from April 2023 to September of 2024. Now they get into what's known, Cassie described them as freak-offs. Jane Doe describes them as hotel nights. And she says, I like to be beautiful for Puff. And Puff liked that I like being beautiful for him. And he liked me being beautiful. In 2021, she would get her nails done, go to the gym, get a tan, get her hair ready, all of that for Puff. Miss Comey, Assistant U.S. Attorney, asked her, what was your source of income during this time? She said, Puffy, and I'm getting child support. Her and Puffy moved into a house together, and Puffy wired her $20,000 to put some furniture in the crib. She called him and said, yo, we need some furniture. We ain't got no furniture. Puffy wired her $20,000. Go get some furniture. Then she said Puffy used to wire her $5,000, $10,000 just because. He give her $5,000, $10,000 just because. In 2021, one of Jane Doe's friends told her about doing OnlyFans. Jane Doe went to Puff and told Puff, I want to do OnlyFans. Puffy, he ain't like that. He was like, nah. He said, let's give it some time. But she said her friend made $4 million in a year doing OnlyFans. And she was gonna do, Jane Doe was gonna do OnlyFans, bikini, lingerie, and light nudity. And she wanted Puffy's approval. He was like, nah. The lease to the house that she was living in was in her name, and the rent to the house that she leased in 2021 was $10,000 a month. That was the rent. And she told the Assistant U.S. Attorney, I wanted a better living space to feel more comfortable. So she went and rented a place for $10,000 a month. $10,000. It's hot out here, y'all. I still look money though. I still look good though. Still look good though. And on these hotel nights, Cassie called them freak-offs. Jane Doe calls them hotel nights. She says they would do them in New York, Miami, and LA, and they would use 24 bottles of baby oil in one hotel night. This morning I came in. Jane Doe is back on the stand. She's recalling the time at the Waldorf in Los Angeles, where she went 3 rounds with an escort and she was high on ecstasy. And she said that Puffy gave her the ecstasy. She crying on the stand. She got a box of tissue right here, and all she doing is crying the whole time. Now, at this point, the assistant U.S. attorney is leading her in the questions and answers. Most likely, and we're going to probably find out on the cross-examination, that she probably met with the federal prosecutors this morning, yesterday, the day before, in order to prep her for her testimony. She's leading, I'm high on ecstasy. I did 3 rounds with this escort for 18 hours, and Puffy gave me the ecstasy. Puffy's attorneys jump up, say, sidebar, sidebar. Puffy lawyer jump up, say, sidebar. Let's slow this down. Now, after this particular hotel night, Jane Doe testified on the stand that after the escort left, her and Puff was hanging out, and she took it upon herself to make sure that Puffy was clean, that he was showered. She would cook food for him. She would give him a massage. She would put his favorite TV show on for him, and then she would cuddle with him.
I am not your mother.
She would cuddle with him. The prosecution pulled up some text messages and put them on the screen, but we can't see, being that she's testifying anonymously, we can't see none of the exhibits that they put up on the screen. Jane Doe texted Puffy some sexually explicit text messages. She texted him another text message saying that I wanted to have sex with someone else a lot. That was one of the text messages. She told Puff in the text message, I want to have sex with someone else a lot. The prosecutor asked her, well, why would you say that if you said you didn't want to do no more hotel nights? Jane Doe said, I wanted to turn Puffy on. But then right after that, she come back and say, but I didn't want to have sex with other men. On November the 9th, 2021, she texts Puff, I'm horny for you. Puffy texts her back, do you want to do the raccoon? Do you want to do the raccoon? You want to do the raccoon? Jane Doe then text Puffy again and said, I want to suck Paul's dick while you give me that strong stroke game. Jane Doe then texts Puffy again, that's all I'm supposed to have is sucking a hard dick while another dick is inside of me. I'm just telling you, man, this is in court. And the assistant U.S. attorney said those same words. Everybody in the court here. The assistant U.S. attorney said that you had other conversations with Puff about not wanting to do hotel nights. She's still crying with the tissue. September 23rd, 2023. Puffy's been paying her rent for 5 months. She felt obligated to continue to do the hotel nights because if she didn't, Puffy would take away the house. That's what she testified. New Year's Eve 2022, her and Puffy did a hotel night that lasted for 3 days. The shortest hotel night was 12 hours, but the average hotel night was 24 to 30 hours. She would need caffeine, water, ecstasy, and protein shakes in order to last with all of these hotel nights. She would use ecstasy, some pink powder called Tussie, Molly, weed, and cocaine, her and Puff together.
100%. That was my thought.
She said she never saw the male escorts taking drugs, and that her rule, my rule as Jane Doe, was that I never let the male escorts take drugs because I didn't want them to be out of control while they were on my body. She was asked, what does ecstasy do? You get a surge of sexual energy, you're turned on, and you're happy. What's up, man? She tried to do a hotel night without drugs with this dude named Paul, but she didn't like it because it was too real. And that she was tired of doing all the drugs in her body. So she tried to do one without getting high, but she ain't like it. But in the middle of it, she told Puffy, give me an ecstasy. And she took her ecstasy and finished with Paul. They had a sobriety party because Puffy decided he was going to get clean. Puffy didn't want to get high no more. So they was having this sobriety party. This was going to be the last time they was going to get high together. It lasted from 12 to 18 hours. One male escort showed up. Her and the male escort did their thing. The male escort left. Another male escort came. Her and the second male escort did their thing. He left. A third male escort came. And they did their thing. And she threw up. She felt repulsed and she regretted it. In 2023, she carried drugs. Now the prosecution is going to demonstrate the transportation of drugs. Jane Doe was in Los Angeles. She was on her way to Miami. Puffy called and said, yo, before you come, go by my crib and KK and my security is gonna give you some drugs. Go to my house in Beverly Hills. She went to the house. Security gave her a package. She put the package in her luggage. She checked her luggage at the Miami airport. She flew to Miami, got off the plane. Puffy picked her up, or the car service picked her up. They brought her to Puffy's crib. She took the drugs out of the luggage, gave the drugs to Puffy in his bathroom. This is the testimony. Puffy opened up the package and there was drugs in it. This is the level of detail that the assistant U.S. attorney, the prosecution, is walking her through, because the ladies and gentlemen of the jury were right here. She did that twice for Puff. Now, they start reaching out to entertainers. So, this is around 2021, 2022. Her and Puffy are watching porn, and they're watching this one specific dude on porn who's an entertainer, and it was Jane Doe said it was my idea to reach out to the entertainer. So they reach out to this dude called Cabral Williams from Atlanta. His nickname was the chef, because in conversations with Jane Doe found out he liked to cook, and his porn name is Sly. She said that she felt like she couldn't get away. First, she said it was her idea to reach out to the entertainer, but then she came right back and said the prosecution led her into saying, well, I felt like I couldn't get away, so I figured I'd choose an entertainer instead of some strangers in the male escorts. So her and Puffy was watching Cabral, a couple of his porn videos back to back. And her and Puffy talked about the size of his jointski joint. Then Puffy asked her, do you want that dick? Jane Doe said, I sent Cabral a message on Instagram. I DM'd him, he responded. I texted him, I'm a fan of your work, and that we should meet up one day. Then she FaceTimed with Cabral. Puffy was there. She FaceTimed with Cabral. They talked about sex. She's showing Cabral her kitty cat. Cabral showing her his jointski joint. And Puffy got the Instagram FaceTime on the phone, and he playing it on the TV. He watching this. Puffy watching this. Jane Doe said, I made Cabral's arrangements for him to fly from Atlanta to LA. I booked Cabral's flight. I booked his flight. I made the arrangements. But the prosecution always come back and say, were you reimbursed? And she always say, yeah. Who reimbursed you? Sean. That's what she always say. When I met Cabral, he was really sweet. I had butterflies. He had butterflies. I was nervous, and he was cute and nervous. That was the first time that I was together with Cabral in LA. And before he came, I told Cabral I had a partner. He was like, cool. We met at the La Mertage in Beverly Hills. That's a hotel. I was in a lingerie outfit. I had baby oil on me. This is Jane Doe testifying. I was dancing. I was dancing for Cabral. I was doing foreplay. And then we had sex. And Puffy was masturbating. He was happy. And he was saying a lot of positive things. I saw Cabral many times. Jane Doe, invited him. I invited him. Then she come back, right back and say, I didn't want to, but it was safe. I met with him in LA, and then I met with him in New York at the Trump International. Puffy always used Trump brands. He patronizes Trump business. Jane Doe said, I paid for his ticket to come up here. Jane Doe, were you reimbursed? Yes. By who? Sean. That's what the prosecutor said. We paid Cabral anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. Most of the times it was in cash. If we didn't have no cash, we sent him a cash out. The prosecutor said, whose cash was it? Sean. All right. So I got to go back inside. And there's another entertainer. Jane Doe contacts another entertainer. But I'm going to do that when I come out this afternoon. They're going to go to 5 o'clock. They're going to go to 5 o'clock. So I'll be out here around 5 o'clock, 5:15 right there. Put the bell on, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. What you want from me, man? What you want from me, man? I'm just a YouTuber, man. That's it. That's all I do is YouTube. What you want from me, man? What you want from me, man? I just do YouTube, man. I just be chilling, man. All I do is chill. That's all I do. I just be chilling. I just be chilling. Peace.